selfless. We were talking about why you will not be selfless. You are all selfish because of the influence of the modes of material nature. And what does Tamoguna do? Krishna explains what does Tamoguna do, what does Rajoguna do to you. So once you are in Sattva Guna, only unless you come to Sattva Guna platform, it gives you knowledge. So if you are not in Sattva Guna, then you are in Rajoguna or Tamoguna. Tamoguna basically makes you feel lazy and you are not motivated at all.
You're in Satvaguna or Rajoguna or Tamoguna, you have to be there like if you're in it, are you there for a certain time? Or like imagine on the test or like in class or something, you're just learning something. Are you in Satvaguna?
Excellent question, actually. This
Repeat
is
the question.
the question is suppose you are in Sattva or Rajoguna or Tamoguna, does it last for 24 hours or is it for some time or is it for how does it work? How does it work? Yeah. So Krishna explains this in the 14th chapter in Gita, how the three modes work. So it is cyclic. So in the morning, Sattva is high, Rajo and Tamo are low. And can anybody guess when is Rajoguna high? Daytime. You want to do something. And anybody can guess when is Tamoguna high?
Night light.
Nighttime. Exactly. So a devotee wants to be active at what time of the day? Brahma Muhurta, best time. And what time will the most ignorant people want to be active? Night, exactly. So you can see that. So Krishna explains, even though one guna is high, the other two gunas are also influencing. But there is constant competition between the three gunas all the time. It's all the time. So if you do nothing, for example, like water, you pour it. If you do nothing, where will water flow? Wherever is the lowest point. To do nothing, your consciousness, where it will flow? Directly it will go to Tamoguna. So if you want to put the water up, you have to put some pump. So you have to do something extra to bring from bottom to up. So you have to lift your consciousness all the time to Sattva Guna. It's not easy. So there are tools and techniques. Like this is one of the tools to bring ourselves to Sattva Guna. Just now, before singing, what did Reshma say? I don't think I can sing. Only one bhajan I'll sing. I feel low. I feel weak. That is the nature of Tamoguna trying to drag you down. But in the association of devotees, she said, no, I'll sing. Then she sang two songs. So automatically you will come up to Sattva as possible. Yeah. Okay.
Is this customizable? Like you can have Satoguna at night or Rajoguna at night and Tamoguna at the morning. But some people say that they are night owls or they perform better at night. So is there something like that where it's customizable?
And devotee, when you constantly are working on yourself, no matter which guna is prominent, you know how to come back to Sattva. That's what exactly we're talking about. Right now, the example of Reshma not wanting to sing, but she sang very well, more bhajan. Why? She overcome came that Tamoguna and came to Sattva. Like that, every minute you have to fight. So it is a constant introspective sage. He does that continuously. So to Krish's question, so you have to be all the time introspective. You cannot be putting your guard down. You have to put your guard up all the time. Otherwise, Tamoguna and Rajoguna are just waiting to grab you down. It's like gravity. You don't do anything. Gravity will pull everything down. So if you do nothing, You think, oh, I chanted nicely today in the morning. I don't have to think anything about Krishna. Then slowly the modes will pull you down. Same day only, same minute only. So you have to pull yourself up.
This is a term you always go with.
Yeah, all the time. This is a animals cannot do this. Humans can do. You tell?
Humans are also animals.
Correct.
We have
If you don't do anything, then there's no difference between you and the animals.
We have consciousness, right?
That's why Prabhupada criticizes those who do nothing about it. People are behaving like cats and dogs. There's no difference. There is no discrimination for cats and dogs. You have to stick to one family, stick to one wife, stick to nothing like that. They just are being cats and dogs. So if humans also are like that, there's no difference. So we spoke about the fundamental qualities, four pillars of beautiful qualities of being a human. One of that is austerity.
So I have a question like in Ramayana also like Jamwan ji, Jatayu, Karunasundi ji, they're kind of
Special mercy. They're the special mercy. All the Vanaras,
yeah, but like
they got a special mercy from the Lord.
Karunasundi ji,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, even Gajendra.
yeah, and in temple the elephants will be there. Right?
Gajendra
They
is
will be doing
like-
puja,
Sure,
they're
sure.
very
Yeah.
and a cow, we have cows and like they have
Yeah.
emotion.
Yeah, yeah.
They and something happens,
Sure.
I see the tears in their eyes.
So Prabhupada said, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was walking in Charikanda forest, he made even animals sing Hare Krishna. Even tigers, even they all forgot their animosity. They were standing next to the deer and they are chanting Hare Krishna. The snakes are chanting Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada said, we don't have to be at least like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not preach to animals, at least make humans chant Hare Krishna.
You may be preaching somebody here. Why are you looking at me?
You were talking, I was just telling you what you were saying.
It was deliberate. You.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes,
Wait.
yes.
Saying like you're acting stupid,
Yeah.
focusing on it, when you're thinking about something else. And then
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
take that longer.
Yeah, there is a sloka like that also.
So you're Vityacharascha Uchyate. That means you're a pretender. You're only pretending. No, no, he's just pretending. So just to get appreciation or praise, so that everybody will say, oh, he's such a nice person. But inside in the mind, he's not. He has a lot of plans going on. He just wants some appreciation. So that is not good. So Krishna says he's Mityachara. He's a pretender. So you don't want to be a pretender devotee. You want to be a real devotee.
In the beginning, you might not be able to do everything, but then at least you push yourself. Naturally, it will not come. Like, naturally, we don't want to do, what we are doing every Saturday. We don't want to do. But then we have to push ourselves
Correct.
because we are not,
So slowly you will become
then it will become natural.
natural.
In the beginning, we have to jabardasti make the child say ABCD, ABCD, ABCD. After some time, the child knows and he will say. So we are in that ABCD mode right now. We have to push ourselves to do things.
Like, for example, when you played soccer, right?
It's like I'm a new person, right? One day I'll play, one day I will not play. But those who are accustomed to this, right? If they will not play, they will feel something is
Yes.
happening.
We should feel like that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Should
the
feel.
32 and 33 slokas are that only. 32 and 33 slokas, let's see that. You can open that. 32. Just read the translations. You will see what Krishna is saying.
33,
32 also is saying.
chapter 3, right?
174 page number.
Mhm.
But those
Translation.
who not of but those who out of envy disregard these teachings and do not practice them regularly are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled and doomed to ignorance and bondage.
Next one.
And then if a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows his nature, what can repression accomplish?
So you don't artificially repress. Where is Krishna? Okay, okay. So even though Krishna is saying that, so he's explaining even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. For everyone follows his nature. What can repression accomplish? So you don't artificially repress. So you will be acting according to your own nature. So you don't pretend.
You can make yourself better person
Yes,
so that you can actually it will become nature.
second nature. And also you don't want to disturb others who are not in knowledge, not in this consciousness. They don't have knowledge and they're acting in ignorance. Also, Krishna says you don't have to disturb them. But in the purport, Prabhupada says, but the devotees of Krishna are even more compassionate than Krishna. So they want to, even though they should not disturb ignorant people, because they understand this is the only thing that they can help the ignorant person, they go out of the way even to preach to the innocent and ignorant people. So we go to 36 sloka. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna
Atakena Prayuktoyam
Atakena prayuktoyam
Papam Charati Purushaha
papam charati purushaha
Anichanapi Varshneya
anachanati varneya
Balad Iva Niyojitaha
dada iva niyojitaha
Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna vacha
Atakena Prayuktoyam
atakena prayuktoyam
Papam Charati Purushaha
papam charati purushaha
Anichannapi Varshneya
anachanapi varneya
Baladiva Niyojitaha.
iva niyojitaha.
Translation. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? So, this is a very interesting question because Krishna is talking about the modes of material nature are making everybody act. Now, I don't want to be in Tamoguna. I don't want to be in Rajoguna. But what is it making me do it? So that's the basic question he's asking for us, actually. Arjuna is not in that kind of situation.
There is a question here. There is a old descendant of Vrishni. So I have seen like this way of addressing somebody in Mahabharata and Ramayana a lot. Kunti Putra.
Mhm.
So also like so isn't it like it is trying to give Arjuna a box to fit in. I mean like you are legacy.
Correct.
We're trying to maintain the legacy that
Yeah,
you are,
yeah, yes. That reason also.
Exactly.
and you have to fit into that.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
and then invoking
Yes.
him to do something better.
Correct.
Correct.
For him to do the correct thing.
Right.
You are from such a great.
Right.
Family. How
How-
can you do that?
How can you
You
do
do that.
Yeah. So that is.
Even Ramachandra, when he is there, is always referred to from the Surya dynasty.
Right, right.
For all the, Harishchandra dynasty. How can such a personality like Harishchandra who came, how can Ramachandra tell lie? You are going to not keep the family tradition like that. Vishnu Vamsa, you are representing the entire family lineage.
Right, right.
So like that. So I'm sure I'll be assured, whatever you say, it will be correct, like that. So that's how it is.
Sometimes I
In fact, there is,
jokingly I tell him this putra that. So, yeah. So I was
so
just
your bar is high.
I was just like you. I was just saying that this way of addressing is so funny, right? If somebody does like nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays it does make sense. Yeah, Krish.
Oh, in pregnancy,
Yes.
Which one?
Which one? Satoguna.
Any.
Prabhupada said, even devotees are not so interested even in Satoguna. We want to be above Satoguna. So he gave a simple secret for all of us. You feel anytime little low, simply say Hare Krishna in your mind loudly. Call Krishna's name with feeling. Immediately it will come out. You will come out of that mode. Immediately.
oh, imagine someone is like in school or something like focused and stuff, but then when they get home, they're in some of is are you still in secular or are you partially in secular?
Because generally you are not in any mode purely. Purely there's no one mode. It's always mixed with the other two. Partly some Rajoguna, partly Tamoguna is mixed always.
We want to
We
be
want to be in Satoguna always, but it doesn't matter if you know how to be above Satoguna, which means if you are in Shuddha Sattva, always thinking for Krishna. Even if Rajoguna is bothering you, Prabhu, that is the expert of a Acharya. An Acharya can see through these people are completely in Tamoguna, these people are completely in Rajoguna. But he used that Rajoguna to make them come above that. No.
Can I say like this that uh, all these modes of material nature, they are required. They are not to be hated. I'm just saying, I'm asking, maybe you can. But until Sattva is in command and he knows that how to use Rajas, how to use Tamas, then we are good to go, right? For example, like when like if there's no friction, we can't walk, right? But we know that we are friction should not command the like walking, then we will not be able to walk.
Yes.
So I mean,
Yeah,
is this
that's,
way of
that's correct.
Sattva
That's
should be
correct.
the
Like for
command.
example, anything you want to create, you want to create something, you want to make a project, you want to make it successful, you have to be in Rajoguna.
Right.
If you don't be, if you are not in Rajoguna, you cannot command or you cannot make things together like that. But if you are fully in Sattva-guna, you know how to even command
Yeah.
or put people in Rajoguna in line. That is the power of Sattva-guna.
Right.
Now, if you want to demolish something, you need Tamoguna. Otherwise, you cannot demolish it. The nature of entropy, when we talk, entropy means by time everything decays. That is Tamoguna. Without Tamoguna, you cannot live. In fact, if somebody doesn't die, the world will completely, you won't have place to live. Same thing with all the vegetables, anything you grow, it has to decay and it has to compose and it has to become compost. If it is not decomposed, that means Tamoguna is not working, then you cannot actually live. You cannot get fresh fruits, vegetables, anything. So it is the nature, the way it is recycling is happening is because of the three modes. So definitely Okay. All three modes are needed to run this world.
Even you want,
Obviously.
if you want to sleep also, you have to have the
Tamoguna. Otherwise, you can't sleep.
Sleep.
If Tamoguna doesn't kick in, you cannot sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you are in too much
lazy.
Rajoguna, you have to, yeah, if you are
Yeah.
in too much Rajoguna,
You won't
can't
sleep. You can't
Don't
get
get-
sleep.
Yeah, people, they
Yeah.
have to eat sleeping pills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you are purely in Sattva-guna, you cannot sleep.
You don't need sleep.
yeah.
That's different. Then he's
You're in
called
command.
Gudakesha. Then you are in command. So
Even in
he's
Sattva-
called Gudakesha. Like Gudakesha means who conquered sleep.
But even just pure Sattva-guna, you will not sleep.
It's not that he will not sleep. Sleep
It's in-
is not a necessity. Just like if you know how to fast by practice, your bodily hunger will not bother you. So you conquered hunger. Like that, you can conquer sleep.
So, if we are in Shuddha Sattva, I mean, because Arjuna is called like Gura Kesa, right?
Correct.
He calls it sleep. That means he,
Sattva-guna.
Shuddha Sattva, he is in Shuddha Sattva.
uh, you know, you don't require sleep.
You don't need. That is a Bhagavatam, there's a beautiful sloka
That
which
is,
says, the Sharira body itself is anattopasamam sakshat. This body itself is an anatta. Anatta means what is not needed. Just like this sofa is anatta. You don't really can sit on the floor. It's you not needed really. So, like that, anything that is not needed is called anatta. So Bhagavatam goes to the level, if you are fully Krishna conscious, even the body is not needed because the soul is functioning. Basically, just like in the dream, you don't need the body. You're already dreaming, you're having so many plans, you're enjoying, so many things are happening in the dream. So body is just simply there, that's all. So when you come back into the same body after your sleep, then you say good morning. So you still got the body to work. Otherwise, that is death. You don't enter into the same body, you enter into somebody's body, some other body. That is called death. That's all. Krish was happy. You forgot, sorry.
But I like your use cases, buddy. I mean, like very good use cases, school car, like it's like I can relate to.
It's a plan to himself.
Yeah, that's how you relate, right? So, Sankhya Yoga means you have to study material nature, which is called nescience, darkness, and you have to study spiritual nature, both side by side, all the time. Otherwise, what is the meaning of a Paramahamsa? Yes.
So, you said, I remember you saying that atheists, the lowest, like, it's better to pray to other gods, like in other religions than be an atheist, right?
Mhm.
So, can you still be in suffering like that after making it?
Satoguna.
And you're, can you still?
Yeah, very good question. Understood this question?
I understand.
If you can be an atheist, and being an atheist, can you still go to Sattva? Yes, it is possible. In fact, there are so many people, even lots of examples of modern day scientists also. They are in Sattva. Otherwise, you cannot do research if you are not in Sattva. In fact, there's a beautiful story on Newton. Newton once received an invitation to go for lunch. So he got the invitation and he wants to go for lunch and he went to the lunch. But then he rang the bell, nobody opened the bell, and then he sat outside. What happened was the date got moved to 2 days. So it's not that day, maybe next day or day after, I don't remember exactly. So he didn't get the second note. He only got the first note and he went. So he rang the bell. So he was just waiting. But these scientists, they don't stop thinking. So they are always thinking something. So he was thinking in his whatever he's thinking. He was so deeply absorbed, he didn't know. He waited for the host to come for the next appointment. When they opened the door, when they actually came, they saw Newton was still sitting there. He was not bothered. Nothing bothered him. He was in Sattva-guna, otherwise he cannot be doing that.
Also, we were talking about just now you said, no, that if somebody is in Shuddha Sattva, when he sleep, how will he sleep then? So that's the example, right? Prabhupada, he was not feeling like sleeping. He would sleep only 1 or 2 hours in a day. Yeah.
He would say, why disciples would go with him, right? So young, disciples were young. They were like 20s or 30s, that's all. Prabhupada was already 70s. So when Prabhupada was going one country to another country, we all have jet lag, right? So Prabhupada never had any jet lag, just no jet lag. So he would go to the next place, he would change the clock for the local time, and the devotees, whoever that servant was there, he was like wiped out. Like, so what happened? Why you can't get up? So Prabhupada, jet lag, we just landed. So why do you want to sleep? So we cannot cope up because we are not on the transcendental platform. That is Shuddha Sattva. If you are in Shuddha Sattva, 24 hours thinking about Krishna, you don't need anything.
So, this is like Modi ji also, he said that he sleeps for 3, 4 hours. Sadhguru also said that he sleeps for 3, 4 hours. A lot of those people have said that. But there is a discussion going on nowadays in India that this culture, so it should not be promoted. Like people are like many, night owls also they sleep for 3, 4 hours. And this affects the body, how
Yes.
society is.
If you are not transcendental,
Mithyachari.
Correct.
That's not Mithyachari, not Mithyachari.
Yeah.
It should be natural to
Natural.
them.
not by
It should be
repression,
better to.
not by repression.
Because, like once or twice, if I'm like not able to sleep for 8 hours, like I cannot function and sleep.
Even for me, I like today, sometimes this Saturday's class goes little beyond. My cutoff time is 9:30. If I lose 9:30, then I wake up late. I cannot wake up at 4 o'clock because I am not on that platform. I need alarm, I need all that to wake me up and all that. So we are not there. We're trying to practice.
But regarding Chris' question, what he asked, like even the atheist or even bad people are sometimes they are good for some time. I have seen like they have some kind of.
So the point is when you are in Sattva-guna, it does not establish that you are a good person. That's the point. You can be an atheist and you can be in Sattva-guna.
You also said it is cyclic, right? So I'm possessed by Sattva Guna right now, but next moment I'll be in Tamo Guna, right? Because it's cyclic, right?
Yeah.
Even the four
Yes.
prahars of Din,
Correct.
they are cyclic.
Correct.
Yes.
Sattva, Rajas,
Right.
Tamas, it goes like this.
Yes.
That is the reason Gayatri Mantra is chanted at three sandhya. Because all three sandhyas, there is a change of
Right.
guard.
Correct.
So you beat that guna by chanting Gayatri and you come to Sattva guna.
Right.
That's how the whole point
Even
is.
yugas are like that. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga.
Correct.
They're cyclic.
Correct.
So every person, because the way I see it is an atom is made of three, neutron, proton. Similarly, we are made of three
Yes.
modes.
Yes.
So one will be, like
One will be high.
prominent sometimes for a moment actually.
Yes.
So the whole goal is to understand how this world is
Yes.
working and how we should be coming out of this.
Yeah.
If you don't know how it is working, how will you come out of it?
So what we are discussing is that the Krishna's name can bring Sattva Guna up. And
Us
we have,
Beyond Sattva-guna.
so yeah.
It
Yeah.
can take you beyond Sattva-guna.
So
Like,
now we got a,
We
got a tool.
Like,
Correct.
every, what is it? Say that every yuga, like, it's like the Sattva guna.
yeah.
Like they have a predominant guna in which,
Yeah.
obviously Kalika is Tamil.
Correct.
So deep.
So Dwapar Yuga is a mixture of Rajo and Tamo.
Like, that's why it's a lot of.
Correct. Correct. And Satya Yuga is obviously purely Sattva, that's prominent.
One example, no, We do like this, and just like that, all the birds
Birds
will fly
fly
away.
away.
What is that example? Tell them.
So just like, no, when you are doing, calling Krishna's name and chanting and clapping, just like all the birds are sitting on a line, electric pole or somewhere, and if you just clap, how all the birds fly away. Like that, simply by chanting Krishna's name, calling Krishna's name, and clapping, all the sins in your heart are just disappear.
Also, you will come from tamoguna, you will rise yourself, no? Because you just
Obviously, yeah.
immediately when you chant,
That's
automatically
why you
you will
feel good. Everybody, when you after
When you're
finishing the kirtan, after doing satsang, when you hear Krishna's name, everybody we feel very good. Even though it is difficult, like I know, whole day he cooks and we clean and all that. But by the end of the day, because we are chanting Krishna's name and hearing Krishna's name, we feel satisfied. Who is getting satisfied? Not the body. Body is tired already. The soul is getting satisfied. And that soul satisfaction is what makes us do these things again and again and again. So you keep repeating that, then the soul starts to learn to awaken. Right now, it is sleeping only. Just like in the sleep, you're still on the bed, but you can hear people talking and all that. You did not get up, but you can hear downstairs so much activity is happening. But the on the bed only you're sleeping. Like that, our condition is weekly once we are hearing, but the soul is actually not awakened. Soul is hearing. Oh, some activity, I'm hearing Krishna's name, something, got satisfied. But again, in the slumber, we are again in the slumber, very, very intoxicated. So that intoxication is the three modes of material nature is the intoxication.
And also, we have to somehow the other, we have to do this something during the week also, so that we can, wake up more, lift
Lift up.
ourselves again.
And for that, the uh, chanting,
Yes,
listening, or
reading
even
Prashadam,
if we
Kirtan.
cannot do satsang, but we can
Yeah.
Minimum five things proper.
It's easier these days on the digital era, right? You can be home, but you can
Yes.
still do all this.
Yeah,
I can imagine in old times may not be possible. But now
when we started
the
the
convenience.
Convenience, yes.
the difference is when we started Krishna consciousness, we used to go to the temple so frequent. Every day we used to go morning till evening. We are in the temple. So the association brought us very fast up. We tried to we got so much association. It's like we're drowned in association. But now the association is only very little, limited. That is why we are.
That's okay. I still feel that even if you meet once in a week, that is enough.
Oh, yeah. For the rest of the day, it's like charging yourself. Yeah. The battery is charged for 1 week.
We go back, we can review what we read. We can listen to the same bhajan that we learned.
Yes.
We listen to it.
That's what she's saying. Something or other you have to keep doing. Battery will drain fast.
We don't know what to search on
Yes.
YouTube, right? Now we listen to it. Now I know what to search, right? Swara Aarti, I would know. Until then, so I'm saying these are still good because you get all the pointers,
Correct.
and then you
You
act
have
on
to
that.
think.
Correct.
So how Prabhu is also thinking, how you all are thinking, that is what is required.
Exactly.
How you have to be like a Sankhya yogi. Everything you see around yourself, and you connect that.
You have to connect. You have to connect. Whatever you learn, that much you apply that knowledge.
That's what actually Krishna is trying to do, no?
Yes.
Whatever he's learning, how I can use it in my school.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very
Correct.
good. So we will not come to the next sloka.
Like 36 only, yeah. So you understood Arjuna's question, right? So what is making us do sinful activity? Sinful activity simply means prohibited activity. Sri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Kamayesha Krodayesha
Kamesha Krodesha
Rajoguna Samudbhavaha
Guna Samudbhava
Mahashano Mahapapma
Mahapapa,
Vidhi enam nihavairinam.
Vidhi Enam Niharirinam.
Anybody want to say? I'll not, I mean, because we have to do all the slokas, we'll just do twice and each sloka.
Kamaesha, Krodesha,
No, Shri Bhagavan.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
Vacha,
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Kamaesha, Krodesha,
Kamaesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha
Mahapapma,
Mahasano Mahapapma Vidhi enam nihavairinam. Translation. So you can take the mic at the translation.
The blessed Lord said, "It is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all devouring sinful enemy of this world." I think this is spot on. Yeah.
So what is making all of us do things even though you don't want to? So kama esha, it is lust only. It is lust only that is making us do, which is later transformed into krodha, anger. And where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Originating is Rajoguna. Rajoguna samudbhavaha.
But
Mahasano Mahapapma. This is making you just like you don't want to fall off the floor, on the top floor. But very strong man is trying to push you. Then what you will do? You are helpless. You will fall from because he's pushing. You will fall. Now, very interesting. See the last word what Krishna is using. Vidhi enam iha vairinam. Vairinam means enemy. He is using certain language here. How do you treat an enemy? Because Arjuna is a soldier. How will a soldier like Arjuna treat an enemy? Show no mercy. Exactly, show no mercy. Will you call him to home, give tea, coffee, please come and sit and stay in our house overnight, sleep over? All that you will not invite for your enemy. Right now, this is what we are doing. We are inviting the enemy because we don't even know it's an enemy. All the catalogs, all the advertisements, everything, one after another, we keep seeing, oh, this toy, that car, this sari, that dress, everything, one after another. All that is happening. The Rajoguna is pumped into our system. Even though you don't want to, you cannot. You open your eyes, turn your eyes, here, anywhere. People are only talking about this. Some nice catalog, that is very nice. That's a nice sport. We went there, here, there. All that is being downloaded. So we are inviting our enemy and we collect all the catalogs. Later on, we'll see again. So what happens? Just by looking at it, that is how the first desire starts. Then the desire becomes intense. I have to get it. Then that turns into lust. I have to possess it, no matter what. That is called kama or lust. I need to possess it. And if it doesn't happen, that intense desire of possession is transformed into anger. Now, that anger can be expressed in so many ways. Sometimes we are child, like, he doesn't know, he'll just shout or he'll cry. But as a little bit older we are, then we try to suppress those feelings, but we tend to show it in different way.
Jealous and all.
Jealous or whatever, sometimes passive aggressive, don't even talk anything, you don't even express anything, but still that anger is expressed in different ways.
I think
And if it is more, and if it is more mature adults, like in office and all that, then it transforms into politics. I will make sure this guy somehow he will not rise, he will not. Oh, so many things. I don't even have to go into the drama. How it is transformed. So here, Krishna is using the word Vairinam because you don't show any mercy when you identify this person is an enemy. So you should know then the enemy means he's very stealthily he'll come. He'll not openly he'll come as an enemy. So he'll be very stealthily coming. So you should know where is the hiding places. Where will be hiding? Then you can go and directly attack the exact spot where he's hiding. So Krishna will give that. So what happens next? You see what happens
I have one
for
question.
different varieties of covering. Yeah.
Yeah. So where the ignorance comes here, like for example, Ratnakar Daku, Valmiki, he was doing whatever he was doing. He was ignorant. He was not knowing that this is a sinful activity, right? When Narad came and said. So, I mean, like, I'm trying to
So
question
when,
Bhagavan
so
also.
I'll address you. So when this lust becomes so intense, when this lust becomes so intense, then you will not care for any moral grounds which are sitting around you. Forget about morals. Now, me and myself, that's it. So to achieve that goal, I'll go at any length.
That's
So
what
that is when Tamoguna will support you.
correct.
That's when Tamoguna will support Rajoguna. Just kill that fellow. What is that? I just want 100 crores. I know where to get it. So this man, okay, he's a father. So what? Let him die. I want 100 crores. That's it. So see what happened. That's what Ratnakar is doing.
So now
I need it. I need it. I don't care who that fellow is. I don't care he has a family. I want that gold. I'll just cut his finger and take the
there's a lot
ring.
of communist activities all over the world. The way the like 19th century was full of all this, this kind of, where the oppression of the oppressor and oppressed, they try to divide every society into two categories, right? So, and
So that is
because he is oppressor, then everything is fine for that, and
Yeah.
all that's how
So
they.
that's exactly what Krishna says in 16th chapter. When you are in Tamaguna, what is not supposed to be done, what is not knowledge, he will think that is only to be done. It's just the opposite. Because he's in Tamaguna. He wants to achieve his goal. He will just say anything and say that is only the knowledge. So in Tamoguna, everything is topsy-turvy. Just like, for example, you are supposed to praise intelligent people. But today you see who is being praised. Yeah, yeah, exactly. People who are, yeah, exactly, summarize this guy. So all the people who are glamour shows, like they are at one point of time, anybody who acts on a stage like that, even a girl who goes on the stage, is not a nice thing. Any actor is not supposed to be, is
In
not a
not
good
only in
thing.
India, but in Hollywood also.
Hollywood also it's like
You
that.
can't.
But today, who are they only are praised maximum. And if they open their mouth, zero stuff. They don't know anything.
Everyone like are supposed to go to Kumbh and like take darshan of Lord.
Yeah.
But they went and like made one woman famous.
Yeah.
Like who is selling the
Beads.
pearls,
Pearls.
beads.
We saw that, yeah.
I mean, how stupid people are.
They don't even
That's
know what to.
journalist.
That is-
Those journalists are
No,
gonna suggest, and they will show only that.
That's what we are talking. In Kali Yuga, what is being praised more?
Famous.
It is Tamoguna is only praised. Sattoguna, if you are a knowledgeable person, that is not praised. That has no value.
I think somewhere, this is at a philosophical level because, the purpose of the body and the purpose of the soul is not getting mismatched. There's a big gap between that, and every individual is struggling to, align himself with them. Even I am struggling. My soul is wanting moon, my body wanting, Mars, and I'm like, where am I in between?
I think
I'm on
we
Earth.
do not understand the relationship between body and soul. We need to know body is just a way.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
tool.
but I know it, at a theoretical level that's fine. But this is a big struggle. Everyone,
No,
and probably
it
the
is a struggle,
environment.
but now with all this knowledge, at least you have a 360 bird's eye view that what's
Correct.
happening because you are not able to separate yourself. That body is just a tool. Don't try to always satisfy it and please it and all that,
So
right?
see,
But that's
obviously with the association we are getting little
yeah,
Elevated.
right.
but like most of the folks, like
No, that's
people
what-
around you.
Oh, yeah, that's how it is. That you cannot.
We also get dragged into it.
Yes. Yes, association is like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you need good association.
Yeah.
You have to
So
try to
now,
get-
how much is the covering, the next sloka?
Mm.
धूमेनावृत धूमेनाव्रियते वाह्निर्
धूमेन प्रक्रियते वाणी
यथादर्शो मलेन च
यथा जर्षो मलेन च
यतोले यतोल्बेनावृतो गर्भास्
यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः
तथा तेनेदम् आवृतम्
तथा तेनेन आवृतम्
धूमेन
धूमेन
आव्रियते
आव्रियते
वाह्नि
वाणी
धूमेनाव्रियते वाग्नि
धूमेन आव्रियते वाणी
यथा
यथा
आदर्शः
आदर्शः
यथादर्शो
यथादर्शो
मलिन च
मलिन च
यतो
यतो
उल्बेन
उल्बेन
आवृतः
आवृतः
यतोल्बेनावृतो
यतोल्बेन आवृतो
गर्भस्
गर्भः
तथा
तथा
तेनेदम्
तेनेन
आवृतम्.
आवृतम्.
Translation. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as an embryo is covered by the womb, similarly, the living entity is covered by different degrees of this lust. So this lust sometimes is covered little less, sometimes it's covered very much. So the three modes here, you can just read a purport little bit. Prabhupada explains what the three modes are.
There are 3 degrees of covering of the living entity by which his pure consciousness is obscured. This covering is but lust under different manifestations, like smoke in the fire, dust on the mirror, and the womb about the embryo. When lust is compared to smoke, it is understood that the fire of the living spark can be little perceived. In other words, when the living entity exhibits his Krishna consciousness slightly, he may be likened to the fire covered by the smoke. Anybody else wants to read?
Yeah.
Although fire is necessary when there is smoke, there is no overt manifestation of fire in the early stage.
This stage is the
Yeah.
this stage is like the beginning of Krishna consciousness.
The dust on the mirror refers to a cleansing process of the mirror of the mind by so many spiritual methods.
The best prophet is to chant the holy names of the Lord. The embryo covered by the womb is an analogy illustrating a helpless condition for the child in the womb. He is so helpless that he cannot even move.
The stage of living condition can be compared to that of the trees. The trees are also living entities, but they have been put in such a condition of life by such a great condition of life that they are almost void of all consciousness.
The covered mirror is compared to the birds and beasts, and the smoke covered fire is compared to the human being. In the form of human being, the living entity may revive a little Krishna consciousness, and if he makes further development, the fire of spiritual life can be kindled in the human form of life.
By careful handling of the smoke in the fire can be made to blaze. Therefore, the human form of life is a chance for the living entity to escape the entanglement of material existence. In the human form of life, one can conquer the enemy lust by cultivation of Krishna consciousness under the able guidance.
So the lust, even in human form of life, even though Krishna is saying it is just like smoke. Fire is covered by smoke. Okay. Smoke means you can understand there is fire, but smoke is predominant. Too much smoke is there, then you can't even breathe and it suffocates you. But if you somehow can eliminate or help that fire a little bit, immediately fire will come. Moment fire will come, smoke will disappear. So that is our condition. All of our condition is like that. Little bit of help if everybody gets, you can spark your spiritual journey very easily. It is not very difficult. But even in human life, if your lust is so much that it is beyond this stage, even if you give little association also, it doesn't help because he's so much lusty. So it is compared to the next stage, like the mirror is covered by the dust. So it is more difficult to clean up that part. Sometimes it is even in human form of life, he becomes even more lusty, no matter how much association you give him, he's like helpless. They're like literally like animals. No matter what you do, they will not want to come out of it, that situation. That is compared to like the embryo in the womb. They are really helpless. But in reality, that is compared to plant life. Plant life is like that. And the second stage is considered like beasts and birds and beasts. So it is that second stage of covering of lust. So, but as humans, we should try to quickly not add more smoke into the fire. It's little bit help is enough, should be enough. So that Krishna is giving this comparison, how lust can be of various degrees, it can cover us. If we don't take any care, the lust will accumulate more and more and more. Right?
So the living entity is covered.
The living entity is
The-
covered.
the
The soul,
Jivatma,
the
the soul.
jiva is covered.
So the spirit's part actually
Correct.
that is covered.
Correct. Actually, the spirit's part, the living entity's original quality is love, full of love, nothing but love. Moment it enters into material atmosphere, immediately transforms. That love is transformed into lust. Immediately. That is the problem. So, Krishna consciousness or spiritual consciousness means simply reversing this lust into love. It looks very difficult, but actually under bona fide process like Prabhupada, bona fide guidance, it is very easy. It is not difficult. We have seen even hippies were changed to great devotees. So it is possible. And especially intelligent, sober people who are paying attention and want to get out of it, it is even more easy for them. Like that. आवृतं ज्ञानम् एतेन
Amritam Dhanam Etena
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
Jnanino Nityavairina
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
Arupena Kaunteya
दुष्पुरेणानलेन च
Duspurena Nalena Cha
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
ज्ञानमेतेन
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणः
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
रूपेण कौन्तेय
दुष्पुरेणानलेन च
पुरेणानलेन च
Translation. Somebody can.
Man's pure consciousness is covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire.
So just like if you have fire and if you put some ghee, what will happen?
Bigger fire.
So how is lust fed? What is the food for lust? More desire. So lust can never be satisfied. If you think now I will just this enemy, it doesn't know it is enemy. I just give him whatever he asks. His enemy basically. You give whatever it asks, then what it will do?
Last
It
more.
will demand more. So again, Krishna is reminding he is your enemy. Vairina, Nitya Vairina. He is your permanent, permanent enemy. So he's using such strong words. So people, what happens today, what we are hearing continuously in the media or whatever, go for your dream. Run for your dream. Chase your dreams. Chase your, you only live once. You chase your dreams. So you keep on adding more and more goals. So this spring or this summer, go to some place. Then you keep on. Then you don't know that is finished. It is not going to satisfy you. Then this goal post will keep on changing, but this enemy will keep on demanding from you. He will not stop. He is not going to stop. So next. Indriyani manobuddhir
Indriyani manobuddhi
asya asyadhishtanam uchyate
asyaadhishtanam uchyate
eter vimohayati yesha
ite vimohyati yasa
gnanam avritya dehina
jnanam avatyate hinam
indriyani manobuddhir
indriyani manobuddhi
asyadhishtanam uchyate
asyaadhishtanam uchyate
eter vimohayati yesha
ite vimohyati yasa
gnanam avritya dehina.
jnanam avatyate hinam.
You want to read translation?
The senses command in the intelligence of the sitting places of this lost, which veils the real knowledge of the living entity, meaning odors and
Right. So Krishna explained about Vairana, the enemy, right? So now he's telling the strategic places where this enemy is sitting. So where is he sitting? In the 8 places. Ashtadishanam, Adhishtanam, sitting places. What are the places? The senses, the mind, and the intelligence is sitting there. So where is the lust sitting?
Senses,
Mind
mind,
and intelligence.
Mind and intelligence is sitting there. So now, yeah, 7. All these places it is sitting. So when the enemy comes to your house, generally, what will the enemy want from the house?
The house.
Expensive goods, yes. Most valuable goods. Most valuable goods. So what he will do? He will plunder. He will plunder, basically. That means he will take it away and he is gone. Now you don't know what is valuable in your house. And you don't know that you have to put it in a locker. You don't know you have to, secure it properly. So first is you are inviting that enemy thinking he is a friend. Dear lust, come inside. And we are encouraging also. So now what is he nicely doing? He's going to steal your precious jewel. What is your precious jewel?
Soul, and or mind intelligence.
Krishna is saying here,
Your intelligence is the precious soul, right?
which means the real knowledge of the living entity
Will.
means is to steal. To steal your real knowledge. What is your real knowledge? That's your most valuable thing. That is Sambandha Gyan. Your relation with Krishna. That is your most dearest diamond. That is stolen by lust. So moment that knowledge is stolen from you, then you are bewildered. Now you have no purpose in life. So people are telling whatever people are telling, oh, just like you said, my body wants a moon, my thing wants something else, because you don't know what you want actually. You ask anybody you meet, ask one simple question. What do you want? Nobody knows what we want. Everybody is busy, right? You ask anybody. He might be very intelligent person. He might be very big manager. He might be CEO of a company. You ask him, what do you want? He doesn't know. Nobody knows. Everybody will tell you some immediate goal. That's all.
He's better off knows. Wife knows what he wants.
She also doesn't know. Nobody knows what they want. They are all bewildered. This is called bewilderment. We are all thinking, just because somebody is saying, oh, you have to become rich, I have to make money, I have to get this job, I have to get double job, I'll have to do some business. Everybody is thinking like we're bewildered. We have no purpose of life. Why? This Vairina, this enemy came inside and stole your jewels and went away. That is what this enemy is doing. Yeah.
There's a picture for text for Shloka 38.
Yes. I know, I've seen that. I thought that nobody pointed out of it. Yeah.
Man, you are genius. How did you get this?
Which one?
It says like 14. What does the
14,
picture? The living, it says the living entity is covered by different degrees.
Oh, yeah,
Correct.
correct.
Breaking fire.
Pay, it's,
Page.
which
Yeah, plate two, in the big book it's 205. Not there, not there. You go to the next section, yeah.
How about the small book?
It's actually in the middle, plate 14 it says.
Plate
How
205.
will I go there?
In the middle, there are pictures
No, Jyoti, that
in plates.
next section,
In the
yeah.
photos are there, no? उसमें number 14.
You know, go to 497, 98. 498 you go. Ah, you got it.
To what?
205. Yeah, that's one. So animal kingdom is like the mirror covered with dust. Plant kingdom is like the embryo. And then the human life is just like the smoke covering the fire. That's how lust is covering all of us.
Can you repeat that?
Human life is like smoke is covering the fire. Animal life is like mirror is covering dust. Dust is covering mirror. Sorry. And the plant kingdom, the embryo is caught up in the womb. Helpless. Yeah, helpless.
We go to 41.
41. Yeah.
The time.
Tiger is animal kingdom. In animal kingdom, the consciousness is like it is covered, the dust is covering the mirror. Yeah, that's all. तस्मात्त्वम् इन्द्रियाणि यादौ
तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाणि यादौ
नियम्य भरतर्षभा
नियम्य भरतर्षभ
पाप्मानं पाप्मानं प्रजाह्येनं
पापानां प्रजाहीनम्
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्
तस्मात् त्वम् इन्द्रियाणि यादौ
तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाणि यादौ
नियम्य भरतर्षभा
नियम्य भरतर्षभ
पाप्मानं प्रजाह्येनं
पापानां प्रजाहीनम्
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्
Therefore, O Arjuna, shall I read it?
Yeah, read it.
Therefore, O Arjuna, best of the Bharatas,
Bharata.
Bharatas, in the very beginning curb, in the very beginning curb this great symbol of sin, lust by regulating the senses and slay the destroyer of knowledge and self-realization.
Mhm. So, what does this knowledge when it is lost? What you also lose is your goal for self-realization is lost. So, Krishna is saying, in the beginning only, you have to control your senses. So, that is where austerity comes into picture. And of course, how to control senses, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. There are several types of yoga systems which Krishna will tell. But now we chose or we are following under the guidance of Prabhupada the path of bhakti. So where to control the senses is very simplified, just like now we are Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. That's the first way to control. Simply by singing Krishna's name, hearing Krishna's name, remembering Krishna's name, your senses will be controlled. Next way, tongue has two things. Also eating, nice prasadam, Krishna prasadam. Remember it is mercy of Krishna. Then that is also easily controlled. So at the beginning of the sin to come inside of itself, you curb it by simple practice like this. Of course, there are other practices, and we are following this bhakti mark. So,
42.
42, yeah. Indriyani parani ahur.
Indriyani parani ahur.
Indriyebhyaha param manah.
Indriyebhyaha param manah.
Manastu para buddhi.
Manasastu para buddhi.
Manasastu para buddhi.
Manasastu para buddhi.
Yo buddheha paratastu saha.
Yo buddheha paratastu saha.
Indriyani parani ahur.
Indriyani parani ahur.
Indriyebhyaha param manah.
Indriyebhyaha param manah.
Manasastu para buddhi.
Manasastu para buddhi.
Yo buddheha paratastu saha.
Yo buddheha paratastu saha.
The working senses are superior to judging matters. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
So, any explanation needed on this? It's straightforward.
Mhm. What is this working senses are superior to dull matter? What is dull matter?
Matter, objects, things, like all the stuff around
So
you.
everything
Matter,
is
matter,
Matter.
matter is jada.
Ah.
Jada means inert. Like this mic, it has no functionality on its own unless my hand is a working sense, comes and moves it or puts a button on. So this has to be controlled by a working sense. So dull matter is always controlled by a working sense. And the working sense is controlled by My mind. Like we feel, okay, we need more sound. So we use a mic. So mind is telling, okay, use a mic. So I'm using my hand to control the mic. So because the mind told. And why did the mind give that instruction? Because of intelligence. Because otherwise I'll be screaming on top of my voice for the whole class. So might as well I use less voice and use this mic system so that everybody can have a comfortable hearing. So buddhi instructed the mind so that the working senses grab the dull matter, and that's how the system is working. Now, when lust overtakes, when lust is corrupting the system, then what happens? Everything goes ulta. Now, this object is controlling my working senses. My working senses should be a servant of my mind. Rather, my working senses are controlling my mind, telling my mind, dragging, let us do this, let us do this. So mind is helpless. Okay, I'll help you. You want that, I'll help you. Then mind is supposed to take instruction from buddhi, ulta it is now. Mind became a slave of this dull matter. I have to buy the car. So that was a dull matter dragging everybody now. Now intelligence also has to work for buying the car now. Gather enough money so that the mind is satisfied. Unless you drive a car, you're not happy. So the senses are working. So who is in charge here? The car. The dull matter is in charge. So what happened to your real intelligence? Gone. Your real intelligence is working for the mind, who is working for the senses, and the senses are working for the dull matter. Ulta ho gaya.
And here he is saying that the soul is even superior than the intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And soul is not there only in that
Soul
world.
is not in the picture.
वो
Yeah.
राजेश रास्ता
वो तो सो रहा है
Well,
कर लो तो मुझे जो
वो
जो करना है कर लो
तो सो रहा है
वो बोलता है जो करना है करो
so you are a witness, just like how you are in the hospital, ICU. Everybody is doing something on your body. Doctor is poking something is happening, and you are helpless. But you can see everything, you can feel the pain, you can do everything, but helpless. The soul has become helpless like that.
Now we are reversing that.
Now we have to reverse this entire cycle. So the first repair is easiest is Bhakti Yoga. That is why present day man, it is practical in this present day and age. This Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, in every yoga system, you have to forget your family life first. You have to control your senses, means you have to forget your family life.
You have to leave everyone and go to
Forest.
forest.
That's the starting point. That's the starting point of any yoga system. Not for Bhakti Yoga. So like that. So
We'll go to the last
Last
sloka for
sloka,
this
yeah.
chapter. We are finishing, Richa.
Yeah,
Yes.
today
Finally, we are just
but actually, the thing is, the purpose are most important. We are not. We'll go back and yes, yes,
You can take this next time.
yes. Good. एवं बुद्धे परम बुद्ध्वा
एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा
संस्थाभ्यात्मनाम् आत्मना
संस्थाप्यात्मानमात्मना
जाहि जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
कामरूपं दुराशदम्
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा
एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा
संस्थाभ्यात्मनामात्मना
संस्थाप्यात्मानमात्मना
जाहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
हि शत्रुं महाबाहो
कामरूपं दुराशदम्
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
Anybody else? She didn't read.
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 The most difficult one?
Those worship to be transcendental to material senses, mind and senses. One to control the lower self by the higher self, and thus by spiritual strength, conquer this in safety of the enemy, not of God.
I'll read it loudly one more time for the thing. Translation, thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to material senses, mind and intelligence, one should control the lower self by the higher self, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust.
So basically what Krishna is saying here is, what you lost is your knowledge. So you download the knowledge again, who you are. So know your higher self. Higher self should be controlling your lower self. Thus, by doing this exercise, you will regain your lost consciousness.
And you will
And you will
conquer
also conquer your lust,
lust.
your enemy. That's how you conquer your enemy. So he'll give that, return the goods that he has taken away.
We should read these 5 slokas every week.
Yes.
Forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
We forget in the material
Yeah.
Cycle.
from Monday to Friday cycle again.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, what was the goal? It reminds you what
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one is not
That's a,
in the
the
Buddha
sloka 43 is a goal.
yeah.
To regain your lost treasure.
Yeah, not getting good appraisal because that will never come. It's illusion. Or not getting the hike or not getting the promotion. Or as you said, the luxury car or the
Yeah,
house.
anything, yeah, whatever. So that is what is dragging, making the whole world run. Dull matter is making the whole world run.
Hmm.
Only because we lost our knowledge.
Yeah. Does end the Bhakti Vedanta.
For Srila Prabhupada ki
Yeah.
jai. But actually there are so many beautiful slokas in the purport which we missed.
I have to put this off. Hare Krishna.